Hello once again, everyone. This is Charlie Brown, the webmaster at michaelicebergmusic.com, and we are talking with Michael Iceberg via Skype. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Charlie.
What we want to ask you about today is we know that you and your wife just recently got back from a trip through Israel. And if you don't mind us asking, just take a couple of minutes and tell us about your trip to Israel, please.
Wow, it was spectacular. I've been there before. I'd been there in the last week of 2004 and the first week of 2005. So that's about 8 years ago. And it's way more built up in the cities that I saw. But anyway, we did a lot of the same things, pretty touristy, that I had done in 2004 and 5. But Head and I had a great trip. The bus was, we were with 40 people, and they were all of the Orthodox persuasion. So, you know, we did the things that Orthodox people would do. We didn't travel on this Saturday, this Shabbos. And we went, we spent the first week in Yerushalayim, which is the Hebrew word for Jerusalem. And we went around to places, museums and landmarks within Jerusalem. And then we left that area and went up to the northern part of Israel to what they call the Galilee, the area around the Sea of Galilee, which is also called the Kinneret. And we went up in the high mountains, and we hiked to the trail called the Banyas waterfalls. And I'm not good at walking uphill because of my breathing is so poor.
Yeah.
And I really kind of wondered if I was going to make it back from Israel, because the last time I was there, in 2004, if it wasn't for this guy pushing me up the hills, I don't know what would have happened. You know, Jerusalem's really hilly.
Yeah.
There's some great things in Jerusalem. For one thing, they have, every little store has an ice cream freezer in, just like you'd see at a 7-Eleven mom and pop store. Not 7-Eleven, but a littler than that.
Yeah.
But in Israel, the ice cream that they sell in those little freezers is somehow really good. I have no idea why. And it could just be that it just could be because you want ice cream so much. And we had perfect weather. It was like 78, 80 all the time. And every day was perfect. And there wasn't nary a sound of anything bad happening. Remember, I left October 21st and we came back November 4th. And we were very lucky.
Yeah, you guys missed out on all the noise and the happenings that took place right after that.
If I see ambulances somewhere or fire trucks, I don't like to go see what they're doing. I like to go the other way. I'm really a person who dislikes any kind of violence of any kind. And I'm really happy that we were fortunate enough to not be there for the trauma that I know some people that went there, that were there when all this started, and they were there in Jerusalem one day and they had to go in a bomb shelter. I think I'd be pretty nervous if I was in a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
In a bomb shelter without a keyboard, too. Anyway, it looks like things are better there again now. The people have a great deal of spirit there, Charlie. They are, there's a lot of building going on. There's a lot of cranes and construction in the Jerusalem area. We were in Haifa, and we went to places like the Maritime Museum, and we went to the Baha'i Temple that's in Haifa. We went to a place called Netanya on the beach. We have some friends that live there. And we were with one couple from our area particularly, because we were on a tour that met in Jerusalem. But we went with another couple, and with this man and woman are good friends of ours, and the woman doesn't see. So she usually has a dog,
Uh-huh.
but it's too hard to travel with a dog internationally.
Right.
But she inspired this whole trip
Wow.
because she went everywhere. Anita is her name, and she'd get right off the bus and start out.
That's great.
Her husband is just as wonderful as she is because he's the inspiration too because he doesn't allow anything to happen to Anita. We walked through some real slippery places or dark where she can't see at all.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to picture how the experience is for someone that's not sighted, but it sure teaches you how lucky you are if you are sighted.
Yes.
When you try to understand that you must be smelling and listening and trying to use your other senses to gather in what it is that we were seeing. We had the guides in Israel. The guide we had the last time I went there was terrific, and the man that was our guide this time was equally knowledgeable and terrific, and a third-generation Israeli man. And he gave us it was a really educational experience, and I don't know that I would necessarily run towards having an educational experience anymore. However, I would for that. We really had a great trip, a spectacular time.
That's great. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us, Michael. Thank you very much. Folks, this is Michael Iceberg, and until next time, so long and hi-ho.
Hi-ho.